Our first presenter is Michael J. Blackwell, and he is going to be trying to follow Mary Oliver's, quote, advice for living a life: pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. Because paying attention and being astonished are mysterious, poetry seems to be one of the best ways to tell about it. He thanks you in advance for listening to Apology, which is a defense of poetry, which doesn't really need it, as the poem makes clear. Michael J. Blackwell, Apology.
People have asked about the title. Apology is a portmanteau, a smushing of the words apologetics, or an apology, so sort of a defense of poesis, and poesis, which is like originally just an act of creation, not just poetry. So it's like defending creation, which, like I said, doesn't really need it. Apology. So, you don't really like poetry, huh? Well, that's okay, because poetry, speaking through in that way that she do, said to say she doesn't usually think all that much of you either. Or else she's got her hands full of liquid metal, the kettle boiled over, or whatever, but she thought that you should know, at a minimum, that despite being entrusted to the indifferent care of jaded English teachers everywhere, and greedy, carbuncular record producers, bopping, callow, pop singer seducers, that she survived, that she watches over raging, sundering calamities, quotidian tragic comedies, and every impossible doomed love affair with equal degrees of care. She's softer, more supple, more yielding than water, memory's tidal daughter. She undermines mighty towers of thought, subverts our addictions to character and plot. She bends the bar cages of school, culture, and language. Cranky old lady front porch harangues against the nasty and the nice things done to you, against the nice and the nasty things done to you. With incandescent burning blues, she's said to say that she's busy sending electric guitars and shooting stars, furtive glances, feral dog dances, stolen kiss, a seismic shift, nomos, logos, chaos, eros, thanatos, trotting foxes, calling, catching, falling, feathers, weeping statesmen and nocturnal bears, Baptist preachers and wild hares, shamans, drums inviting worlds to come, hippie prophets and internet frauds, living, loving, breaking, dying against impossible odds, each of them, every single one of them, serving the one true God of natural selection, spirit connections, divine interventions, seven directions, infinite six senses, plunging us begotten into riptides of desire, consumed by a sacred fire. To all her grievously loved, betrayed, lost, forgotten, remembered bastard progeny, she just wants to get her point across. And her point is this: it's not what you're thinking. Of the 10,000 names, each of us can only know a few. So despite what she said before, in that way that she do, even if you turn your back on poetry, she can't ever, she won't never turn her back on you.
Michael J. Blackwell has another poem. This is entitled Raise Your Hand, and it was inspired by an incident that occurred on April 17, 2007.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know the sound of a wood thrush at dawn. and the ways that the music of morning birds weaves with skeins of the breaking day and the burgeoning fibers of spring. Raise your hand if that sound strums the memory of so many other mornings or dusky summer evenings of home, or the way those liquid notes seep into your heart somehow as you sit in the woods week after week and wake up again. Raise your hand if you remember that one time, my goodness, that one time the thrushes maybe saved your life, the morning after the day of unbearable darkness, when you went to the woods, you lay down and wept by the waters, and as your grieving song broke the stillness of first light, a holy throng of little brown birds came and sang all around you. They sang with you and for you, and helped remind you that really and truly, we are not alone. We are remembered, we are known. Raise your hand, raise your hands, raise them high.